Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you're here today. We are going to be trying a new palette. It's the LA Girl Smoky palette, and this one is been out for a while, but it is new to me. So let's get started. I tried the ColourPop Quartz palette. It looked so beautiful. I'll show you here. I started using the colors and they were not true to the pan. By the time they went on my face, they completely changed. And when I brought the palette back to Ulta, the gal behind the counter, I said, "Have you used ColourPop?" And I had not actually used their shadows except for the Super Shock shadow before. So it was my first time buying a small palette from ColourPop. But I told her, I said, "Look at those colors, they shade shifted on me when I put them on." And she goes, "Really?" And she opened it up and she dipped her finger in it. And I said, "Now, do you see that color looks taupe on your finger, right?" She goes, "Yeah." I said, "Now swatch it on your arm." Or it looks taupe in the pan, right? She said, "Yeah." And I go, "Swatch it on your arm." She swatched it on her arm. And I go, "Do you see? Do you see how that now turned into a gray? It looks taupe in the pan and it's gray on your arm." And she goes, "Oh, yeah." So I took that one back because now I don't know if all of ColourPop's eyeshadows do that. And I did a whole look with it, and I honestly, and as you can see in that video, I love the color story. I mean, is that not exquisite? And I thought, this is a surefire winner. I'm buying it. And when I got it home, I was so completely disappointed. In fact, when I compared it with the Taupe It Up palette, I have to say that this is way, way, way better than the Quartz palette in ColourPop. So just FYI, that one's $14. This is $3.99. Let's go in with the e.l.f. Shadow Primer. I almost forgot. That part I didn't prep. I got my lotion on and all that, but I didn't get my face lotion on, but I didn't prep with primer. And now that I've used this primer, ladies, I can see the difference. To dry down for a second. Fanning, fanning. Okay. Meanwhile, we're going to go in with our concealer, and I am still using the e.l.f. Concealer Brighten Concealer. This is a really fine concealer. It is very light, and I'm going to show you. It's sheer. So it's got a little bit of pigment, but not a whole ton. So if you want something that's light, look at that. It blends right in, and it's not goopy, it's not thick, it's not your Shape Tape. It's not going to do anything like that, but it's just going to be a super duper subtle concealer. So if you like subtle for your concealer, then this will be good. You will like this one. As far as it's supposed to, it is supposed to brighten. And I don't see that effect. I'm just going to be straight up with you. I think the Covergirl, It's Lit, did that. I don't think this one does that as well. Now we're going to go back into this palette. Here we go. We're going to go in with that gray color. They're smooth. These are very smooth to the touch. And they go on very nicely. I would tap off your brush before you go back in and before you apply to your eyes. So there's that gray, really pretty. Okay, this gray is really hard to find in palettes. I find that it's not an easy color to find, this very light gray. Okay, hopefully my camera doesn't bounce too much. I'm sorry. I've got it set up on an extended arm so I can really position it well. So sometimes when I move it bounces a little bit. But I do want to add a little bit of color in here because this palette is designed to be like a blue smoky palette. So now that we got the gray and the neutral here, we've got these two on. Now we can add a little bit of color. I think I'm going to go with this really super dark blue here, this one, and it's matte. And I am going to use my e.l.f. brush, and I'm going to just go into that color, and I'm just going to use it right up here. So I'm going to add a little bit of depth just in the corner here. One thing I noticed with using the primer is that the eyeshadows really grab. You can't be heavy-handed with the eyeshadow once you lay the primer down because the primer really grabs the color big time. You get this tape at the pharmacy section where they sell bandages and band-aids, and it's the kind that you use to put dressing, you know, to dress wounds and stuff with. And I had some left over, and it's been in my medical, I have a drawer where I keep band-aids and all of that stuff, and it's been in there for a while. And it's a really great tape because it's like cloth tape, and so it works really good for keeping you from going over your eyeshadow, taking your eyeshadow over too far, and it comes off the skin and it's gentle on the skin, and it seems to work well for this type of thing here. And I've needed to kind of do this as of lately because my skin is starting to sag, and it's sagging a lot on the upper eyelid there. The mobile lid is not doing well. And so I am constantly putting my makeup too far over, which is making my eye look droopy. So to keep it contained in this area, I like to use the tape. I tried Scotch tape, but Scotch tape is not what's the word? It's not flexible enough. But this cloth tape is very flexible and sits nicely on the skin, and it comes off easily with a gentle tug. So that's what I'm doing there. Okay, so now we got the blue, and of course it's not going to be as strong on the eye as it is in the pan. But right, and then there's another color in here right next to it. It's this one, and it's so pretty. It's kind of a dusty purple shimmer, and I kind of want to add that in here. So I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do it with a placing brush. So I'm going in with a placing brush, and I'm trying to find out where my other placing brush is. I want to kind of use brushes that you can use too, so that you can get in the store. So here's the Walgreens double-ended brush, and I mentioned this in many videos, how soft this is. These are the softest brushes I've ever felt. They are the Walgreens brand brushes. And we're going to go into that color, and I'm just going to place that right here. just at the outer edge. I am not going to go anywhere else with that. Ooh, ooh, pretty. Something about having this tape on just makes you feel like you have training wheels. Okay, these are makeup training wheels. But they make me feel safe because I know I'm not going to go too far, you know. I know I'm going to get a controlled look. And I oftentimes think that when I get like into my 80s, wow, putting on makeup may be a chore, so I'm really going to need this tape to help me keep it all in the lines, right? Oh boy. I mean, I have a hard enough time seeing already, but having this tape here is so nice because you can just put your makeup onto it fairly well and then peel it off, and it's all going to stay in that contained area, which is really awesome. All right, so now we're going to finish off with the light. We're going to go in with this light color here, which is kind of an icy shimmer. And I'm going to pack that on just here in the front. So far, I'm really liking this palette. I think the shadows are very soft, like Anastasia Beverly Hills, like her stuff. Her shadows are like super soft, at least the ones that I saw at, you know, at the samples. I don't have any of her palettes. But believe me, I've stood there and drooled and went, you know, I'm just not spending $50, $60. Not doing it. But you could tell her shadows were soft. Now, these come with a brush, a simple placing brush, and one of those eye sponges. Oh, I had the name for those the other day, but I'm going to use the sponge tip applicator. It's a sponge tip applicator. I saw another YouTuber struggling to say the name of these too because we haven't used these for so long. They're called sponge tip applicators. Got it. Wow. Okay. So okay, so there we go. We got that underneath the brow, highlighted. Now, I'm not liking that color too much, and I will be honest with you. This one is a bit chalky, even though it feels soft, and it's got that, you know, that luminosity. It still feels a bit chalky to me. Not too happy with that, but so far I'm loving this look, ladies. Loving it. Love this smoky story here. I could see using this in a lot of different combos. I could see using the gray and these blues here. I could see using the browns with the you know, just beautiful. You can get so many looks out of this for $7.99, I believe this is. Yeah. So far, just really loving it. All right, so now I am going to, with my Simma Brown Now. I've been tight lining, ladies, lately on this upper waterline instead of putting that other liner down because I just want more lid space. And it seemed like it was closing down my eyes a bit. So there we go. Putting a little bit of color there. And I love this Wet n Wild pencil because it's very soft, and this is a beautiful dark yummy brown, and it just really looks good. It's not too harsh. All right, so that's what we're doing there. And I'm going to blend a little bit more. Just going to blend my look a little bit more up here. feels like I don't want to blend too much because I've got this beautiful purple here, which I'll just go in here and just kind of work the edges a little bit. Got this beautiful purple here, and then we've got the gray, and then we've got the blue, and it just all kind of works together. All right, so now I can peel these off. They come off really gently. Oh, nice line. Look at that. Perfect application. Love it. Okay, so you have to go get yourself some of this this tape. And it's a whole thing. I think I got this at Walgreens. Okay, and it comes in the container like this. So nice. So I just got done applying my Bare Minerals Original and Fairly Light. And now I'm going in with my bronzer, my Flower Bronzer in Sunrise. The color there. Now going in with Flower Beauty Sweet Pea Blush. I think I'm going to add a little bit of bronzer to that just because I want to warm it up a little bit instead of it being so pink. I'm just going to give it like a more warmer look. All right, now I'm going to go in and I'm going to curl my lashes with the Wet n Wild Lash Curler. I like this one because it's smaller. Seems like it fits my eye a little bit better. Then I'm going to go in with the Wet n Wild. This is the clear mascara, and it is good for a lot of things. It boosts volume, definition. It's got provitamin B5 in it, and it grooms and defines unruly brows. It can also do brows and lashes for a polished and healthy look. Conditions brow and lash hair with soy protein and provitamin B5, and it can also be used as a lash primer. And I used this the other day, and I have to honestly say I love it. This is why, is because taking off your mascara at the end of the day is a pain in the you know what. And it smears and you just got to go over it. But when I put this primer on underneath my mascara seemed to, now I may be imagining things. I will continue to let you know about this, but it seems like my mascara came off a lot easier because I had this on. This can also be put on top of a coat of mascara to seal your mascara in. So I felt like it did help me to remove my mascara so much easier. And I also liked, see, okay, so this is without mascara. See, it does, you know, because when you put shadow on, that shadow falls onto your eyelashes. So this kind of cleans them up a little bit. It removes the shadow that fell on them off. And it's supposed to be something to help your lashes as well. And I like to use it on the bottom. Lash line as well. All right, so I'm going to let that dry for just a minute. And it didn't seem to irritate my eyes at all either. We're going to let that dry. And then we're going to go in with mascara. Still using the 3-in-1. But I do have to tell you, I use this on my lower lashes and it's not good for the lower lashes. It did smear. I took a power nap after I got home from work and I woke up and I was kind of raccoony-eyed, and that generally doesn't happen with this on my top lashes, but on my lower lashes it did. So I just want to tell you about that, and I apologize because sometimes I use products and it takes a while for me to see whether they, you know, what they do. And because I had never used it on my lower lashes, I didn't know that it did that. So I just found that out, but I do want to let you know in case you purchase it. The color Glow Time. And I'm going to use it on the inner corner of my eye. At the top of the cheeks here, just where it hits, and I'm going to make sure that it blended in. I'm going to blend it in, and just down the bridge of my nose, just a little bit. There we go. Pretty. All right, really loving this look. I am loving, loving, loving this right now. Okay, for $7.99, I really like it. Of course, you don't have to go out and buy it if you already have something similar, but I like this smoky palette because I think there's like so many looks that you can get out of this. And I think for women 50 plus, I think it, you know, it delivers a lot of options and choices to wear. Between these two palettes, I have like endless looks. So if you're a makeup lover like I am and you don't want to spend $50 on a palette, I think it's a great, great deal. And I think the quality is definitely there as well. All right, so now we're going to go in with lips, and I'm going to go ahead and line my lips with the Ulta liner. And this is in the color Chair. Flesh Chair. Hold on, let me grab Mr. Magnifier. Flesh Chair. That's kind of a weird name to name the liner. Flesh Chair. I'd say nude chair, or... And my bullet, this is how soft this is how soft this is. My bullet got bent. See that? Oh no. Yikes. All right. All right, so that is the look I got today from that palette. All right, ladies. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for watching. I hope this was fun time for us doing makeup. And boy, those bangs are springy. I may just leave them like that because they're too springy for me today. All right, thanks so much for watching as always. Click subscribe if you'd like to see more of my videos. Click like if you'd like the content of this video. And we'll catch you next time. Bye for now.